John Eats Cheap still celebrating October Pork Month. Thanks to the Iowa pork producers for providing such great pork for the entire world. And I have too much pork here. I'm going to try and make, this is the start of the show, the opener right here. A pork loin. Boneless, very little fat. I got the whole pork loin right there. We're going to stuff it with some Italian sausage, some bacon, some ham, some pepperoni, all that pork. I'm going to see how much pork I can get into one smoked pork loin. We call it Porkzilla or the Porkopolis. And I'm going to show you how to make it. You do need a good sharp knife, like my buddy Dexter here. That's a good knife. All right, so I'm going to use just about half of this, the bigger half where it's all the same size. So I'm just going to cut it right there. And that's the half we'll use or stuff. Now this half, see, you got all this left over. You can slice these thin for your traditional, breaded pork tenderloin sandwich or grilled, the kind you are thin and you tenderize. You can cut it into 1-inch thick boneless chops. You can save the other half for stuffing or just smoke it, whatever you want to do with it. I'm going to cut mine into some chops and some thin tenderloins to use for later, and I'll freeze them and use them another time. Now there's our loin, and you know what? I'm just going to trim a little bit of this fat off of here. Again, sharp knife, fillet knife. This is just a good all-around butcher knife. And just kind of cut a little bit of that fat off. You certainly don't have to. A lot of it will render away when you cook it or smoke it like I'm gonna do. Okay, so what we're gonna do is make this kind of like a jelly roll or a pumpkin roll. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start out on this side. I just wanna get it as flat as you can. And we're just gonna cut just like this. Try and make it even. And we're not going all the way through. Hopefully. We'll find out when we flip it over, right? Okay, now it will unfold like that, see? So that's the halfway point, but this side is still thicker. So now, what I'm gonna do, just kind of get that there so it'll lay out flat or close to flat. And now I'm gonna butterfly this part. Again, just trying to go right down the middle. Let's start on this end. I don't have great butcher skills, I will warn you, but that shows you that, anybody can do this. Just be careful. Very sharp knife.
Watch your fingers.
Yes. Very sharp knife. And very sharp knife is a must for this dish. So there now, that folds out. So now we can just flatten it out all the way and see, hopefully we didn't cut all the way through anywhere. So now we have it. That's what we're gonna stuff, and it's pretty much the same all the way through. But now,
I'm so glad that's done.
now I gotta cook my stuffing meats, all my other pork. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna be busy here. By the way, I almost forgot one item, little pork stuffing, just to give a little, that good pork stuffing seasoning flavor. All right, let's assemble. First thing is we're just gonna season the inside of the pork. One of my favorite pork seasonings, Cookies Flavor Enhancer. Shout out to Speed. Hey buddy, Pork Month. I know he's making lots of pork. And this is just, a little pepper, a little seasoned salt type of stuff, a little bit of barbecue flavor. I don't know what they put in it. It's top secret. I just know it's good. So we're gonna put that on the inside. Now, let's coat this thing up. Pork stuffing. Gonna go inside. And this was just made according to the box instructions. It's like a cup and a half of water, half a stick of butter, and boil it and throw the seasoning in and let it sit. Now you do need to, you have to get in with your hands here and spread this stuff out. And we don't want it too thick because we got a lot of ingredients we got to get in here. And I don't want to quite go all the way to the end. But as you can see, this is kind of like a little sticky, so that provides a good base for all of our other ingredients. Get a little bit more in there. That's layer one. One of only 2 non-pork ingredients. Mrs. Cheap pointed out we have 5 pork ingredients with the loin, the bacon, the sausage, the ham, and the pepperoni. And when you roll it up, if stuff's coming out, that's okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get it up there, right? All right, next up, let's go with the ham next. This is just very thinly sliced. This is Black Forest. Looks like I'm getting about 2 very thin slices. And each one. And you know what? I'm gonna call an audible. I'm gonna change it. I don't wanna put that there. I don't. I want the sausage and the bacon. I want the sausage and the bacon going into that dressing.
Well, then the ham will hold it together.
Yeah, be on top, do some cheese and then do the ham. Look at that, see how that works out? One of those cooking decisions, it was just like, you know what, this would probably be better. So there's the bacon, we'll press it in there. Now let's get some sausage. This is just Italian sausage. Get a little spice out of it. Because I do like a little spicy stuff inside this thing. Because now, here comes the cheese. This is just a Kojak cheese. Cheddar's great. I wouldn't use a real strong flavored cheese because we want pork, right? And this will come oozing out when you cook it too, but it makes it look fantastic. That's probably enough cheese. Well, now we'll do a little more over here. Gonna press that down. Then we'll go with the pepperoni. A little more spice. Wait, I think I got a little bit of a hole. Look at that, it came out perfectly. Oh, I did it, I did it. Ham going on. Now we'll get them on there, look at that, we did it. Good job, us. Because it doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm just gonna push that down, try and get it flat. I'm gonna wash my hands and see if we can roll this sucker up. All right, we're ready to roll up. Now we call this Porkzilla, Porkopolis, because of all the pork. I forgot about one we thought of a few years ago. Porkenstein, so much pork. Which one should we name it? We need an official John Eats Cheap name for this. Let us know down below which is best. Porkenstein, Porkzilla, or Porkopolis. And I want to shout out my buddy Caleb. Look at that, he made me a little cutout pig. He's working on his wood shop skills and made the official John Eats Cheap pig for Pork Month. Thanks, Caleb, appreciate it. Now, let's try and roll this up. I hope this works. This is kind of like a roll of sushi, but, oh boy, that is heavy. That is heavy. Okay, come on. We're rolling, we hope.
You can do it.
I hope.
You can do it.
Okay.
You're almost there.
Now, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna stuff those down in. Okay, now it looks like, oh, there's no way. Maybe I should have cut it a little thinner and added an extra little bit, but I don't. I'm gonna try right here. Mrs. Cheap is filming, so am I gonna have to do this one-handed? I need a surgeon's assistant here, but I'm going in the middle as much as I can. I may have overstuffed it, but is there really such thing? We'll just stuff it back in. So Mrs. Cheap is gonna help me out here. Is that one? Mm-hmm. Okay, so she's gonna tie and go down as tight as we can, and I'm gonna squeeze it together as much as I can. Finger. All right, well that's good enough for a start, if nothing else. Okay, let's try and get these others here. Here we go. So I didn't say this was easy, but boy, it's tasty and worth the effort. All right, looks like we got it pretty good. And look at that, we didn't really lose much stuffing. We're gonna go ahead and cut these off because we don't need the twine. Look at that, all that work, but it worked, right? So now I just need to, I'm gonna put a little more, in this case, Cookies Flavor Enhancer on it. And you know what? We should top this. I might top this with a little bit of bacon. I got a little bit of bacon left over. Right on. I got to fire up the smoker and get this thing on. All right, the smoker is fired up to 250. We got Porkzilla here, all ready to go. Just gonna put her on right here. And I'm gonna stick a probe in. Follow that temp. 250, using just a blend of cherry and hickory wood. Let's let her smoke. Now that's ready to go. Let's do it. We gotta get that up to about 145 temp. There we go, 4 hours, 250, smoking Porkzilla, Porkopolis, Porkenstein. Let me know what you want me to call it. The bacon looks perfect. I'm gonna flip it over just so I can see the, you know, the twine. I wanna cut that. You know what? I'm gonna cut it as it goes. It's very warm right now. All right, look at that. That's all that fell out is right there. That's pretty good. So we're gonna cut like right on the bacon line, right there. Now this got up to temp easily. It was 245 when I pulled it off. And look at that. That is a pork loin. And you look at what's left there, stuffed with all that stuff. There's the twine right there. Pull it off. Piece of cake. And this freezes great, and I'm serious, it is almost better the second day. But I'm gonna cut off just a piece right here. Pork loin, stuffing, ham, pepperoni, cheese, Italian sausage, bacon. It's all right there. That is crazy good.
Is it porktacular?
It is a porkopolis. Thank you, Iowa pork producers and hog farmers, for all you do for Iowa. That is fantastic. Give it a try. I showed you how to make it. Johnny's Sheep.